Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto here for the Wasteland Reviewer channel on YouTube, and I'm here to review a film that I got to see this weekend, Trolls, brought to you by DreamWorks, directed by Walt Dohrn and Mike Mitchell, who did a lot of work on the Shrek films, and Mike Mitchell directed Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Very interesting. And it was featuring a very eclectic, interesting vocal cast of Anna Kendrick, Justin Timberlake, Jeffrey Tambor, John Cleese popped up in it. And Trolls was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It did get really obnoxious at points, and this is definitely geared towards children. And there are some things in it that adults can enjoy, the music and some of the jokes, but overall, this is definitely a kids' movie. It's not in the vein of Shrek, where when I saw that film at 10 years old back in 2001, loved it and still love it today, but probably for a lot of different reasons as a 25-year-old. But Trolls was a lot of fun. The plot, which when I first heard they were making a Trolls movie, I'm like, oh my god, this is stupid. But they actually brought an interesting story of this relationship between the trolls, with these fun, loving, happy creatures, and then you have the Bergens, which their only happiness comes from eating trolls, which is a very interesting thing to put inside a kids movie because there's a lot of devouring going on in this movie, and it's just like, that's interesting. Now, looking at it from a visual perspective, it's actually bright, fantastic, and then they do a very good job of putting the differences between the trolls and where they live, and the Bergens and where they live with color usage. One of my favorite things they did visually in this is you can see in the trailers that Poppy, Anna Kendrick's character, likes to scrapbook. Well, they use scrapbooks as storytelling in it. This movie does borrow a lot of things from Shrek and actually from Box Trolls, which is interesting. But just how in Shrek they use the actual fairy tale books to tell like the prologue and certain stuff like this. They use a lot of scrapbooks to show like story points and storytelling devices, and I actually really enjoyed that. I thought it was a nice touch to the film. The plot was it was fine. It was straightforward, and then got a little convoluted towards the end. But what really brings you to really enjoy this movie is it is a musical. Just to warn you, there's a lot of music, and some of the songs are popular music songs covered by trolls. Some of them work really well. Some of them are odd, like they covered a gorilla song in this, and some of the newer songs are really endearing and really catchy. They're going to be hits. You'll hear them everywhere. Some of them are super obnoxious and took me out of the movie. And the vocal performances, Anna Kendrick is amazing as ever. I love Anna Kendrick, but she's fantastic in this. Justin Timberlake as Branch, he's one of the trolls that doesn't sing. And that's an interesting difference that you get to see from him, but I thought he did a really good job. And when it comes to the vocal performances, everyone does a really good job, and they cast this movie that way. And honestly, some of the characters were the Bergens that actually really connected with you the most, and were had a lot of humanistic characteristics, and you connected with the young prince and this like basically a Cinderella type, and she just is in love with the prince, and you actually feel for their relationship, and they actually seem like they'd be cute together. Besides the fact that the Bergens are kind of gross. But honestly, this movie is so surface level for almost the whole entire runtime until you get to around the third act, and it actually did affect me a little bit. And there was one particular cover of a song that really hit, and I thought that was really well done. And towards the end of the film, it got deeper, and it does deal with themes of what really is happiness. And honestly, that's a really nice message for children to see, and I think this is a great vehicle. Kids are going to be loving the songs, kids are going to be loving the toys that are coming out that are not the extremely creepy original Troll dolls. I'm going to give Trolls a C+. I thought it was a fun time. It was above average. Probably wouldn't watch it again, but might listen to some of the songs again. Just saying. But if you have kids, definitely go take them to see Trolls. If you're an adult and don't have kids, you could pass on this. There's been much, much better animated films this year, but honestly, I'd give Trolls a try.